He opens the banking app at 2:17 a.m., not because he wants to check his savings progress, not because he is planning a big purchase, and not because he feels financially successful enough to celebrate. He opens it because fear has a physical weight, and in the quiet darkness of the bedroom, that weight becomes impossible to ignore. It sits heavy in his chest, tightens his throat, and makes his mind race with every bill, every deadline, and every small expense he tried to pretend did not matter all month long. The phone screen lights up bright against the dark room, glowing like a mirror that refuses to lie. No filters, no social media illusions, no fake lifestyle curated for friends and strangers online. Just a cold, raw number staring back at him, plain and unforgiving. Rent is 9 days away, non-negotiable and unavoidable. The credit card minimum payment is due in 3 days, and there is no extra cash tucked away anywhere to cover it. The fridge downstairs hums empty, holding nothing more than a half-expired carton of milk, 2 random eggs, and a loaf of bread that will go stale before the week ends. His paycheck is coming soon, but he already knows it does not really belong to him. Every dollar of that upcoming salary is already pre-split, pre-allocated, pre-gone before it even hits his bank account. Rent takes the biggest cut, utilities chip away another piece. Transportation eats up more, food costs chip away the rest, and small unexpected fees pop up every single week to take whatever tiny scraps remain. This is not a story of personal failure, not a tale of laziness or bad choices alone. This is the real, unspoken reality of millions of people living trapped on the lower floors of the global wealth tower. Wealth is not just a number. Wealth is the distance between you and panic. People spend their whole lives chasing bigger houses, faster cars, fancier clothes, and social media status symbols, thinking those things make them rich. They believe wealth is something you buy and something you show off to others. But the second the bank account drops too low, the second a bill arrives earlier than expected, the second a small emergency pops up out of nowhere, the truth hits harder than any luxury purchase ever could. If money disappeared from your life for just 30 days, what would disappear first? Your comfort, your dignity, or your future? Would you still hold your head up high? Would you still feel safe and in control? Would you still have a clear path forward, or would every single day become a desperate fight just to survive? Every level of wealth answers this question differently, and every single floor on the wealth tower changes not what you own, but how you feel, how you live, and how the world treats you. The first level of poverty is not being completely broke. It is not having $0 in your account, not being homeless, not going without food for days. The first and most dangerous level of real poverty is financial chaos. Living every single month without a clear picture of where your money goes, without a plan, without a buffer, without any sense of financial control. It is the slow, silent bleeding of small, unnoticeable expenses that drain your life savings before you ever realize what is happening. People at this level avoid opening their bank app on purpose. They avoid checking transaction history, avoid adding up monthly spending, avoid facing the real numbers because the truth feels too painful to accept. A few dollars here on coffee, a few dollars there on fast food, small subscription services they forgot about, random on purchases they impulse bought, tiny transportation fees every day. None of these expenses feel like a big deal on their own, but together they turn into a permanent leak that keeps people stuck, broke, and moving backward every single month. The first level of poverty is not being broke. It is not knowing where the bleeding comes from. You cannot fix a problem you refuse to see, and you cannot climb out of poverty if you never admit exactly how and where your money is slipping away. This level is not about low income alone. It is about low clarity, low awareness, and low financial visibility. Before anyone can ever build wealth, they first have to stop the bleeding, not with big investments, not with get-rich-quick schemes, but with simple, honest counting. Once you move past financial chaos, you hit the second lower floor, pure survival. At this level, money is no longer a tool for comfort, no longer a tool for fun, no longer a tool for building anything long-term. At the survival level, money is oxygen, nothing more, nothing less. You do not think about next year, you do not think about next month, you do not think about future goals, retirement, investments, or dreams. The only thing you think about is making it through the next 7 days. Every single purchase comes with a physical reaction. Before you buy anything, you do not think about whether you want it. You think about whether you can afford it right now, and whether buying it will ruin your ability to pay for something more important later. A single car repair, a sudden medical bill, a minor family emergency, a temporary loss of hours at work. Any small unexpected event is enough to completely collapse your entire life structure. There is no buffer, no backup plan, no safety net to catch you when life hits hard. At this level, money is not freedom. Money is the last rope keeping today from collapsing. Time does not get measured in years or months. Time gets measured in days and weeks. Long-term planning is impossible because short-term survival takes every single bit of your energy, focus, and mental capacity. This is not laziness. This is survival mode. When all your power goes to not falling apart, you have no power left to build a better future. The third lower floor is the cruelest illusion for millions of working people, the paycheck prison. On the surface, this level looks stable. You have a steady job, you have regular income, you have money coming in every single month like clockwork. You are not starving, you are not homeless, you are not living in total financial chaos. To everyone on the outside, you look fine, normal, stable, successful, even. But behind the surface appearance, everything is broken. The paycheck arrives like rescue. You see the notification pop up on your phone, and for one tiny moment, you feel relief. You breathe easy, you think the hard times are over. You think you can finally relax, but the system eats that paycheck before you can even finish your first breath of relief. Rent auto-drafts immediately. Loan payments come out automatically. Credit card bills get deducted without warning. Transportation costs, utility bills, grocery expenses, family support obligations. Every single bill is already scheduled, already waiting, already ready to take your money the second it lands. The salary arrives, already dead. It never truly belongs to you. You work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, trading your time, your energy, your health, and your youth for money that was never really yours to keep. The worst part of the paycheck prison is not that you earn too little. The worst part is that you have no time left to improve yourself, no time to learn new skills, no time to build side income, no time to climb out. Work drains you, bills drain you, and the cycle repeats forever. If it were you, would you keep pretending the system is normal, or would you finally count every leak? Moving up from the lower floors, you finally reach the first middle level, fragile stability. This is the level where life no longer feels like an immediate emergency. You can pay your rent on time every month without panic. You can buy groceries without checking every single price tag first. You can handle small, unexpected expenses like a car oil change or a minor doctor's visit without going into debt. The floor stops shaking beneath your feet, and for the first time in a long while, you feel calm. But stability at this level is fake. It is temporary, fragile, and one small disaster away from collapsing completely. You are not poor anymore, not in the extreme survival sense, but you are not safe either. One unexpected job loss, one serious illness, one expensive family emergency, one major home or car repair. Any single big shock is enough to send you falling straight back down to the paycheck prison or survival floors you worked so hard to escape. Stability feels peaceful only to people who have never lost it. People in fragile stability celebrate the small wins, enjoy the temporary calm, and start to believe they have finally made it. They forget how quickly life can change, how fast security can disappear, and how thin the line is between stable and struggling. This level teaches you a quiet, painful lesson. No real safety exists without a buffer between you and disaster. Right after fragile stability comes the most dangerous middle level of all, the comfort trap. This is where poverty learns to dress well, where financial struggle hides behind nice meals, convenient habits, and small daily luxuries. At this level, you have enough money to stop suffering every single day. You can order better takeout, ride rides, instead of taking public transport, pay for multiple streaming subscriptions, go on small vacations, buy nicer clothes, and treat yourself whenever you feel stressed. You finally feel like you are doing well. You look successful to everyone around you. You no longer feel poor, you no longer look poor, and you start to mistake temporary comfort for permanent wealth. This is the deadly illusion of the comfort trap. Lifestyle inflation creeps in slowly, quietly, and before you realize it, every extra dollar you earn goes straight to extra spending, not to savings, not to assets, not to security. The comfort level is dangerous because it is the first floor where poverty wears nice clothes. You stop counting small expenses, stop building your buffer, stop prioritizing future safety over present pleasure. You trade long-term freedom for short-term comfort, and you convince yourself you are getting richer, when in reality you are just getting better at spending more money to feel the same temporary happiness. The highest middle floor is the iconic middle class, the level most people spend their entire lives chasing. This is where you have the bigger house, the nicer car, the stable career, the family, the social status, and all the symbols society tells you equal success. On paper, you are wealthy compared to the lower floors. You earn more, you own more, you live better, and you have more respect from the world around you. But behind the symbols lies a hidden truth no one talks about openly. The middle class is not always freedom. Sometimes it is poverty with better furniture and bigger bills. Your income rises, but your fixed expenses rise even faster. Mortgage payments replace rent payments. Car loans replace basic transportation costs. Insurance premiums pile up. Children's education expenses grow every year. Family living costs expand endlessly, and lifestyle expectations keep getting higher and higher. You earn more money, but you become less free to stop working. You cannot quit your job, cannot take a break, cannot switch careers, cannot take risks, cannot afford to fail. The higher your status, the bigger your bills, and the more trapped you become. High income never equals real wealth. Income is what comes in. Wealth is what stays, grows, and protects you when income stops. Most high-earning middle-class people have high income and zero real wealth. If it were you, would you use comfort to look richer, or use it to become harder to destroy? Leaving the middle floors behind, you step into the upper floors of the wealth tower, starting with true financial security. This level is not about luxury cars or big houses. It is not about showing off status or impressing other people. It is about one simple, powerful thing, building a real wall between you and disaster. For the first time in your life, you have emergency savings set aside. No high-interest consumer debt dragging you down, and consistent cash flow that does not vanish the second it arrives. A small emergency fund of $1,000 stops tiny crises from becoming disasters. A 1-month safety net gives you breathing room to fix small problems without panic. A 3-month emergency fund lets you survive job loss, illness, and unexpected setbacks without falling back into old bad cycles. The first emergency fund does not make you rich. It makes you harder to destroy. At this level, bills no longer trigger panic. Surprises no longer break you. Life can throw a punch, and you will stumble, but you will not fall. This is the foundational layer of all real wealth. You cannot build growth, freedom, or power if you are still one problem away from collapse. Security is not glamorous, it is not exciting, and it does not look impressive on social media, but it is everything. Once you have security, you move to the growth layer, the level where you stop just surviving and start actually advancing. Saving money only does one critical job. It keeps the water below your chin. It stops you from drowning. It prevents you from sinking back down the wealth tower. But saving alone will never make you rich. Saving only protects what you already have. Growth is what pulls you upward, what expands your income, what increases your value, what creates new opportunities and new money streams. Growth means upgrading your real skills, not just collecting random certificates. It means building side hustles and testing new business ideas without risking your security. It means switching to higher-paying careers, building a professional portfolio, increasing your work bargaining power, and learning the information gaps that rich people use to get ahead. Saving keeps you safe. Growth teaches you how to climb out of the flood and stay on higher ground forever. Saving keeps the water below your chin. Growth teaches you how to climb out of the flood. No one ever got rich by clipping coupons and cutting small expenses alone. People get rich by increasing their value, expanding their income, and building assets that grow over time. The most meaningful upper floor is the freedom layer, the point where money stops being about survival, stops being about comfort, stops being about status, and starts being about one priceless thing: choice. After building security and growth, you finally have the ability to say no. You do not have to accept every terrible job offer, every toxic work environment, every unfair deal, every disrespectful client, every bad opportunity, just because you need the paycheck to survive. You can pause work to learn new skills, You can quit a bad job without panic. You can take time to start a business, switch careers, heal from burnout, or spend time with family. Work no longer equals survival. Work becomes a choice, not a mandatory obligation. This is the real reward of wealth, not designer bags, luxury cars, or fancy vacations. Real wealth is not what you can buy. Real wealth is what you can finally refuse. All the money in the world means nothing if you still have to tolerate disrespect, pain, stress, and misery just to pay your bills. Freedom is the first true prize you earn on the way to real wealth. If it were you, would you spend your first real surplus proving you made it, or quietly buying back your time? At the highest floors of the wealth tower, money changes again. It stops being about survival, comfort, or even personal freedom. At the power level, wealth becomes access. Access to exclusive rooms, exclusive information, exclusive opportunities, exclusive people the general public never gets to meet. Poor people and middle-class people wait in long lines, fill out applications, beg for chances, and compete with thousands of others for small opportunities. Powerful, wealthy people get invited through side doors before the opportunity ever gets advertised to the public. Banks treat you differently. Lawyers prioritize your needs. Investment managers seek you out directly. Business partners approach you with high-value deals, and doors open for you that never open for anyone else. Wealth at this level is not cash in your bank account. It is ownership, control, influence, and systemic access to the hidden rules that run the world. The poor wait in line. The powerful are invited through side doors. The final highest floor is the abundance and loneliness layer, the level all people dream of, and no one fully understands until they arrive. At this level, money solves every material problem you could ever imagine. No more bill stress, no more survival fear, no more work pressure, no more financial struggle of any kind. Every physical want can be satisfied instantly. But money solves material problems only to create entirely new human problems no one prepares you for. More money gives you more doors, but it also makes you wonder who is knocking for you and who is knocking for what you own. Trust becomes rare. Authenticity becomes hard to find. Every friendship feels questionable. Every relationship feels transactional. You never know if people love you for who you are or love you for the money, power, and resources you control. At the bottom, money decides whether people can survive near you. At the top, money decides whether you can trust anyone near you. Poverty brings stress and struggle. Extreme wealth brings isolation, suspicion, responsibility, and a loneliness no amount of money can ever cure. No matter which wealth rank you currently live in, no matter how high or how low you stand on the tower, always remember the person opening the bank app at 2:17 a.m. That person is not just a stranger in a story. That person is anyone who has ever felt the weight of panic, anyone who has ever feared the next bill, anyone who has ever wanted more safety, more dignity, and more control over their own life. Every level of wealth is really a level of distance. Distance from hunger, distance from panic, distance from humiliation, distance from bad choices, and sometimes distance from other people. Wealth is never about being better than others, never about looking richer than your friends, never about showing off status to the world. Wealth is always about one simple, human goal, moving further away from pain and moving closer to freedom. This is your final choice. What do you do? Option A, keep chasing the appearance of wealth. Chase bigger bills, better furniture, fancier status, and temporary comfort. Keep pretending prosperity while staying trapped in the same cycles of stress and struggle. Option B, redefine wealth properly. Chase safety first, then growth, then time, then refusal, then real freedom. Build distance between you and panic. Stop tolerating what hurts you, and start building a life that belongs only to you. Drop your choice in the comments. Are you still trying to look rich, or are you finally trying to become free?